Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Does my right honourable friend not agree with me that we should extend contactless payment across the South East and perhaps out even to the coastline of Clacton?
Minister.
Well, I'd very much like to agree with my honourable friend. Yeah, why not?
Come on in, Liam.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If the Minister is prepared to genuinely think about rail devolution, can I ask him to think not just about South Eastern but West Midlands trains as well? 40% of trains were not on time last month. 2,000 services were cancelled. The Police and Crime Commissioner has had to convene hearings because our Mayor has failed to get a grip. This is not an acceptable standard of service. We want local rail devolution and we want it now.
Actually, it's South Eastern Railways. It's not connected to Birmingham, really. So if you can pick something out that will address it, I'll be grateful.
Must say that Andy Street is an excellent mayor for Birmingham. I hope he's re-elected.
Chris Clarkson.
Question 8, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My department is working closely with Network Rail, train operators and stakeholders to develop options for improving rail capacity and performance on the Castleford corridor in Manchester, and we completely understand how sorting this capacity issue out there is so important.
Chris Clarkson.
I thank the Minister for that answer. The National Rail Network barely grazes my constituency and Metrolink avoids it altogether. Would he agree with me that an extension of Metrolink and the welcome reversals to the beaching cuts will be an important part of levelling up the forgotten towns in the North West, like Haywood and Middleton?
Minister.
I thank the honourable gentleman, the new member for Haywood and Middleton, to his seat. Yes, as a strong representative for that seat, he'll be pleased to hear that we're strongly supportive of measures to improve public transport in large urban areas such as Greater Manchester, which is why we provided £312.5 million to the Mayor through the Transforming Cities Fund and agreed through mayoral devolution deal to an earn-back mechanism that supported the construction of the latest Metrolink extension to Trafford, and will continue to work further in that field to hopefully extend it towards his constituents.
Vet Cooper.
From Castlefield to Castleford in West Yorkshire, we are very grateful that the government has finally sacked Northern Rail. But we do need investment in our northern infrastructure too. Can he urge, as part of those plans, that they put in definitive plans for tackling disabled access? Because in Pontefract, Monk Hill and in Nottingley, I have been raising for a long time the serious lack of disabled access. It causes huge problems for parents with buggies as well as for those with wheelchairs, and they can't even get on the delayed or cancelled trains.
I mean, there is a fund for improving these things, but she's absolutely right. Accessibility on our railways is nowhere near as good as it should be in this day and age. We are trying to do much more in this area with the train operating companies, with Network Rail, and I think she'll be pleased to see what is said about accessibility in the Williams Review white paper when it comes forward.